What goes down, everybody? Walker Dead, Phoenix here, back again with another video for you guys. And yes, as you can tell from the title, from the thumbnail, this is Season 1, Episode 4 of my The Future Flash series, titled Going Rogue. Thank you all so much for the love and support, and as always, let's get into this episode now, shall we? The episode begins with Barry narrating the episode, saying this. So, what does the fastest man alive do on his weekly day off? Well, if I didn't get hit by a lightning bolt, I'll be staying at home, chilling, playing probably some games and eating a lot of Cheetos. But today is different. Well, my weekends are different. But only this time it's not very lonely. The lightning didn't just give me super speed. It gave me friends. Caitlin says, this isn't even remotely correct. Barry says, well, that's not the point, Dr. Snow. Caitlin then says, well, then what is the point? Barry then says, well, to have fun. And to continue your weekly training by training your mind to multitask. As he speeds to the ping pong thing, he also speeds back to the chessboard, as Barry is also playing chess, and that's when Barry's like, I'm waiting on you, Dr. Wells, as he speeds back to the Cisco. The next shot pans out where we see these four guys entering this bank. This one guy, he grabs his gun and he straight up hits one of the security guards in the face. And then that's where the other guy's like, this is a robbery! This is a robbery! Everyone down on your knees! Now! As everybody gets down on their knees. The next shot pans out where it's back at Star Labs, and that's where Barry's almost done playing the ping pong. But then that's where Dr. Wells is like, checkmate. Barry's like, wait, checkmate. Yeah. Looks like you still have a few things left to learn, don't we, Mr. Allen? And then that's where Cisco's like, a bank robbery on 44th Street. And then Barry's then like, to be fair, I crushed it at Operation and Ping Pong. As Barry grabs his suit and leaves. That's where the thing goes off, and then that's where Caitlin's like, well, to be fair, it's not as easy as it looks. As the four guys exit the bank with a handful load of cash, they get into this armored vehicle, like they straight up steal the vehicle and they're driving away. But meanwhile, that's where we see Barry / the Flash just come out and just tackles one of these guys to the ground as this guy loses his mask. As this random civilian is trying to get away, that's where one of the other guys shoot him through the back. As Barry runs back, this guy just sees this, and he puts his mask back on, and he's like telling everybody else, let's go, come on, we gotta get out of here now. As the four guys get on their motorcycles, and they just straight up drive away. And then that's where Barry then takes the injured man to the hospital. The next shot pans out with Eddie and Joe exterminating the crime scene, and then Joe's then like, weird. All the money that those criminals stole, it's back here in the back. Meaning that they didn't care about the money. Weird. And then that's where Eddie's like, yeah, talk about weird. The man, the assistant that got shot through the back, witnesses say that he just appeared at the hospital, but nobody knows how he got there. Show's like, yeah. Next shot pans out with Barry on scene. That's where he's then talking with Captain Singh and Joe, and Barry's then like, well, from the height, 4 guys. There's 2 motorcycles, right? There would have been 1 for each. And, weirdly enough, this door was cracked open by using a little bit of the nitrogen breeze. Meaning with that, you could use subzero temperatures to freeze certain objects. But weird. It's still here. Plus, it's unknown as to why the money they stole would still just be left behind. Captain Singh says, "Good work, Mr. Allen." Barry doesn't say anything. As Captain Singh walks away, Joe's like, "Well done, Barry. On a scale of 1 to 10, did you see anything that could help catch these guys?" Barry says, "Yeah. When one of them fell to the ground, they took off their mask, and I saw their face." As Joe smiles. The next shot is back at the police station. Joe tells Barry, "All right, look through these pages of the Central City Most Wanted and see if you can ID our guy." As Barry just scrolls through the pages, he points at this photo right here, and he says, "That's him." Joe's like, "Damn. Leonard Snart." Get this. Snart's dad, he was a cop. A dirty one. He was also an abuser. He abused not just his wife, but he took his anger out on his 2 kids. But 10 years ago, he got arrested. Barry then says, "So what, his whole family is a gang of criminals because of his dad?" Wow. That's cold. And then Barry changes the subject and he's like, "Wait, where's Patty? I didn't see her coming today." Joe's then like, "Patty went to go see her dad today. And also she requested the day off. Just for today. But don't worry, she'll be back in tomorrow." Barry says, "That's understandable." As Joe and Barry continue walking, that's where Linda comes in, and Barry's like, Hey, Linda, what are you doing here?" Linda says, "Here to see you." "Hey, Mr. West." "Hey, Linda." No, I'm not really there to see. But yeah, I'll see you later. Barry says, "Yeah." "So, how are you feeling?" Linda says, "Fine. Considering me getting kidnapped by a big werewolf, that's crazy." Barry's like, "How are you feeling?" Linda says, "A little better. But on the bright side, I know what I'm going to be using for my blog. The Flash." Barry's like, "The Flash? Okay." Linda's then like, "Yeah. I mean, that's what the Shrek prefers to be called by, and plus, I think it's a pretty cool name, but I think it's worth writing my article. What do you think?" Barry's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just if you continue writing about that on your blog, it's just you'll get targeted." And it's like, "Yeah, well, I doubt that, but it's just other people need to know that he's out there, you know." And I just believe I could actually spread that word and get people to know he's out there, so that people know not to be afraid. But it's like, yeah, but there's also crazy people out there also on the internet. You never know what they could be doing. But then we see this woman, and then she's like, "Oh, I can vouch for that. The internet's full of crazy people. Crazy people." Hi, Felicity Smoke, Linda Park, Barry Allen. Hell, you guys already knew that. But anyway, Felicity is, and then Linda then says, "Oh, the nice lady you met last year when you were working on that case, the computer." Felicity's then like, "Yep." And Linda's like, "Oh yeah, one of Barry's unexplained cases." And then Felicity's then like, "Yeah, totally unexplainable. So the lightning, it came through here?" Barry's like, "Yeah." The next shot is with Captain Cold and well, not Captain Cold, with Snart and his guys. And one of the guys is like, "There's been rumors these past couple of weeks about a blue burr going around, saving people. What is it, man? As Snart is looking straight into the camera, he's like looking at the streak, and he's like very intrigued. But then that's when Snart is like, when I was a kid, my grandfather would take my sister, me, and my brother to this diner in a motor car. The food was crap, but the view was great. Right across the central city precinct. Now, even when I was younger, I would go there. I would find a way to listen to their radios and their response times. There's 35 banks in Central City, each one with a response time within 30 seconds, which gave us the advantage of a moving target. But before the police can call 911, we would have a total of 145 seconds before the police was there on the scene. Nobody, nobody could have been there in time to stop us. But something was. And you lost your cool. You know the rules. We don't shoot civilians or cops unless it's the only option. We don't need the heat. And then this guy says heat. Yeah? Who do you think this blue blur is, Snart? Right. Screw this and screw you. I'm out. As Snart straight up grabs his gun and shoots this guy in the head. And then that's where Snart is like, well, if you're out, you're out. But this blue blur wasn't just a drone, no. It was a man. We need to up our game. The next shot is with Barry and Felicity walking. And Felicity's like, Linda seems nice. Very nice. Congratulations. Barry's sounded like, Linda is my girlfriend. She's just a friend. So, why are you here? Do you and Oliver need something? Felicity's sounded like, no, I came because I wanted to see you. Didn't call, didn't text, didn't write, didn't rush over. Barry's sounded like, wait. Oliver told you? Honestly, I overheard you and him talking on that rooftop in Starling City that night. I want to see it. Your speed. Barry sounded like, okay, you see that building? Felicity's like, yeah. Barry then says, keep your eye on it. As Barry rushes on top of the building, then he comes back, and then that's where he shows Felicity, and Felicity's like, holy smokes, you took a photo of me? From that building? Barry then says, yeah. Don't Instagram that. Felicity's then like, unbelievable. And then Felicity's like, holy your shoes are smoking. And then Barry's like, stupid shoes. It happens, which is why I have a suit of my own. Felicity's then like, where'd you get that? I'll show you. As Barry takes Felicity's hand. The next shot's back to Star Labs. And then that's where Barry's like, so this right here, this is where we see throughout the whole city. And we have our own satellite. Felicity's like, yeah, I know. I hack into my satellite of my team from time to time. Caitlin is then like, it's so great to see you again, Felicity. Barry then says, yeah, Felicity worked with the Arrow. And then Felicity's like, apparently you are not. And then Cisco's like, holy smokes, this makes sense. You know who the Arrow is. Wait, do you know who the Arrow is? Felicity says, it's not my secret to tell. And then Dr. Wells is like, welcome, Miss Smoke. Felicity sounds like Dr. Wells. Dr. Wells? Wait, you know who I am? Please, call me Harrison, Felicity. Rank 7 in the second technology Halloween competition. At age 19, age 20, graduating from Central City University with a master's degree in technology and computer science and engineering. Yeah, I know who you are. I always keep my eye on promising talent, which led me to meeting Cisco and Caitlin, and now you. I have also seen great things in you, Miss Smoke. And then Barry's like, speaking of great things, what's he saying, cool? As Barry is running on the Cosmic Treadmill, that's where Felicity's like, incredible. Felicity asks Dr. Wells, how fast can he run? Dr. Wells is like, well, to be fair, he hasn't reached his top speed yet, but we're still monitoring his vitals. And then Felicity's like, is he really okay? Caitlin's like, yeah, his heartbeat and his vitals are fine. Felicity's then like, the lightning bolt, it changed him. Do any of you know how much? And then Cisco's then like, yeah, we do know a fair amount. And then Felicity's like, is everything about him going to be different? Like, is he going to age faster? Or what happens if he runs too fast? He's just gone. Like, boom, like that. Just gone. What's left is just a blue suit. And then Dr. Wells is like, everything we do here, Felicity, is to protect Barry. And trust us, Felicity, he is in very, very good hands here. And then Barry's like, you guys want to see how fast I can run backwards? And then he accidentally falls on his back, and then he's like, ah. Then Caitlin's like, don't worry, he also has hyper healing. The next shot pans out with Patty talking with her father. Patty's like, hey, Dad. Patty's dad's like, hey hey, kiddo. How you doing? Patty's like, doing good. I took just a day off from work, and I came to see you. That's great. That's awesome. Now, come on. Have a seat. So how's life treating you? Good. Very good. Feel a little tired. But it's also going good. Patty's dad's like, so are you going to accept that offer to that university yet? Patty's dad like, stop. Dad, don't do that. Do what? Continuing to mention that university. Alright? It's not that I don't want to go. It's just, I have a job. I have a life here. I don't know. Maybe a part of me is not right. Abandon my job. I can't just do that. I'm sorry. She never brought it up. But just know, whenever you're ready, you go for it. You go for it, kiddo. You achieve what you want to do. And that's all that matters. I love you, kiddo. I love you too, Dad. The next shot pans out is at this warehouse, and this guy's telling Snart, you wanted city-to-art, Snart? I give you city-to-art, my good sir. Snart's like, what is this? The guy's like, it doesn't look like much, but never judge a book by its cover, you know? The heat is highly sophisticated, and it can absorb the oxygen from the air. Snart's then like, I don't need to heat things up. I need to slow them down. Then that's the one then. You were driven right to it. Stolen from Star Labs after the incident a few months ago. The goggles look like they're made from the same tech were before. The Blair. You'll see. And there's a certain beam on the gun. I'm not sure what it is. It has like a white flame. But it's not hot. It's cold. Interesting. Who else knows you took this? Just us. No. Just me. Sorry, pal. As he grabs the cold gun and he straight up kills this guy in cold blood as the ice is going on the camera. Next shot pans out where Felicity and Barry are entering Jenner's coffee shop, and Linda's like, hey, Barry? And Felicity? Barry's like, hey. So I trust that Barry showed you some different parts of Central City. Felicity's like, yes. I've seen some pretty interesting things. Linda's like, really? Well, that reminds me. There's gonna be this dance tonight at Jitters. But it could be our night, guys. Our night to win $40 worth of cappuccinos? Really? And then Flizzy's like, yum. I'll tell you what, I'll call my team and see how everything's going over there. And, yeah, I'll be right back. And then Barry's like, Linda, why are you doing this? Linda's like, doing what exactly? Barry is then like, forcing this whole dance night on me and Felicity. Linda then says, why? Because that girl right there, she's great. And she also comes from your rare species of nerd. Barry's like, ha ha. Linda then says, well, why didn't you tell me more about her? Barry then says, there's something to tell. She's just a friend. Linda's then like, Barry, come on. Someone doesn't get on the train and come hundreds and hundreds of miles to see somebody they don't like. See, this is why I think you need my help. Just bring her tonight. Come on, it'll be fun. Barry's like, yeah, fun. The next shot pans out where Snart is entering this bank and he is just walking around. He's not really doing anything bad, he's just observing. The next shot pans out is Barry coming in this tuxedo and Linda's like, you look great. Barry's like, yeah, something like that. And then Felicity also comes out and Barry is like in complete and utter shock. And then that's when Felicity's like ready to dance and Barry's like, yeah, something. As the two begin dancing, Linda begins to smile. As the two stop dancing, Barry's getting like a glass of water, and then that's where Linda's like, dude. Barry's like, dude. And then Linda's like, are you seriously gonna tell me she's not into you? I mean, look at that dress. And when she was looking into your eyes, I noticed that she froze. But point being, Felicity is smart, she's pretty, she's kind, and honestly, she's the first girl that I've ever seen you with that understands and loves and appreciates you for the kind, awesome person I'm always telling you that you are. She's perfect for you. Why hesitate? What are you waiting for, Barry? Barry says, I don't know. I don't know. Linda's like, what's wrong? Barry's like, yes, I do have feelings for Felicity, but I don't know, part of me also has feelings for someone else. I'm sure it's normal, but I don't know, I'm just a little confused. I don't know. The next shot is back at the bank, and the guy's like, you said to call, we found anything suspicious? This guy went through the tour of the bank twice. Nobody does that. As Joe notices Snart, as Snart knows Joe as well, Snart turns around and just begins to walk away. That's where Joe's like, talking on the radio, and he's like, I got a visual on Linda Snart. I repeat, I got a visual on him. Send immediate backup. Next shot is back at Jerry's coffee shop. Barry gets a text message from Cisco, and he's like, telling Felicity, Snart's been identified at that bank. We gotta go. Well, mostly me. Felicity says, I'll cover for you. Barry says, okay, what do you want me to, what's the excuse? Like, what are you gonna say? Oh, nothing, I'll just tell her that everyone else you had to leave because, yeah, family emergency. Barry's like, yeah, but, and then Felicity's like, just go, as Barry runs, and then Felicity's like, stay safe. Now I'm talking to her now, which is weird. Ah, keep doing it. Next shot pans out where Joe is in this like theater, and he's like running around. He's like looking for Snart. As he turns around, he sees Snart firing the gun. Then that's where Barry comes and saves Joe's life as they both collapse on the floor. As Barry collapses on the floor, he's like, ah. Joe's like, you good? Barry's like, yeah, I'm fine. As Barry runs. But then that's where Snart's like, time for a test run. Let's see how fast you are. As Snart is aiming his cold gun at a number of civilians, Barry saves them all. However, Snart knows this is one civilian. As he turns around, he aims his gun at this person as he fires. But then that's where Barry starts running, trying to save this person. But then that's where the cold gun kills this civilian. Straight up in cold blood. Barry screams, no! As Snart turns around, he just walks away. And Barry is like, no. No. The next shot is back at Star Labs, and Barry's like telling Caitlin it still feels a little numb. Caitlin says, yeah. But it's presenting itself to be 3rd degree frostbite. And Felicity's like, I thought he had hyperhealing. Caitlin says, yeah, he does. But only this time it's been slowed. Meaning if your cells were not regenerating in the way that they are, your blood vessels would have been frozen solid and the nerve damage would have been permanent. You're lucky to be alive. Then Barry gets up and he says, Snart wasn't just some menace human. He had this gun. It freezes things. It also slowed me down. Only this time in time I wasn't fast enough to save somebody. Felicity's checking the thing, and and Felicity's like, it says here Snart did graduate from high school, but never bothered to get his degree in college. So it's unknown on if he built the machine or not. Barry says yeah, as he just walks away. The next shot's back at the warehouse, and Snart is talking with his guys, and he's like, we go back. But then one of his guys is like, the streak. And then Snart's like, this gun can kill the streak. It's hurt him. I've seen it with my own eyes. I know his true weakness. And then when the guy's like, the guns freeze your brain, Snart. If you don't think ahead, then we can all go to jail. And then one of these guys just pulled their gun on Snart, and then Snart's like, oh, so you guys thought I had and made a plan. At least I taught you something. What are you waiting for? Pull the trigger. Because so help me, if you don't pull the trigger right now, I will find you. You don't get it, Snart. The streak is everywhere. Meaning Central City is not your playground anymore. That's the two guys who leave. And then Snart's like, sure it is. You just don't know it yet. The next shot is back at Star Labs. Barry's on a cosmic treadmill and he is running like crazy as Felicity comes by. As Felicity is like, Barry! Barry! As Barry stops running. Barry's saying like, Felicity, what are you doing? You should be back in your hotel. You should be getting some sleep. Felicity says, yeah, you should be getting some sleep too. Barry says, I can't. Every single time I close my eyes, I still see that man's face. I can't just stop, Felicity. I can't. I have to go faster. Faster than ever. Barry, it's not your fault. I know a part of you is mad, but don't let it get to you. Barry's not like, I can't just stop. I gotta catch this guy, Felicity. Whatever it takes. Felicity's not like, Barry, when you met us, when you met me, Oliver, and Dick, you didn't just feel this way. But you were kind and sweet, and you were like on a mission. But no matter how kind you were always you know, never giving up. I'm not asking you not to give up. I'm asking you not to let that anger control you. Just don't let it get to you. Barry's like, not really saying anything, but then that's when Barry's like, Felicity, why not join Team Flash? Why not move out here to Central City with us? We can use someone like you on our team. Felicity's like, I don't know, Bear. I don't know. But what I do know is I've seen firsthand what this life can do to people. Trust me. It's not kind at all. As Felicity just walks away. The next shot pans out where everyone is in the main cortex as Cisco comes in the room and he's like, I found a way to track Captain Cold. Bear's like, how? This microcontrol unit. It's almost like a control ratio of some kind. Meaning the subfluid in the chamber, it just overflow. But then that's where Felicity's like, it can also explode. Cisco's like, yeah, you're right. But this ECU wires leave from my tablet. Meaning if we could boost the signal using Central City's network, we could probably get pinned back, and then from there and then that was like locate start. Barry's like, how long would it take? Then Cisco's like, well, first I have to hack into the city's network, so calculating the time, 30 or 35 minutes maybe. Felicity's like, I could do it in less than one. When it comes down to hacking, I'm the fastest one alive. As Felicity's on the computer, she's like, alright, I'm in. Kinglin's like, are you kidding? And then Cisco's like, alright, I'm sending the updates. Alright, we're connected. Felicity's like, the network is triangulating the location. Kinglin's like, we got him. He's headed towards west towards the Nelson substation. And then Dr. Walt's like, well, if he's leaving, it appears that Mr. Snart already took what he went for. And then Barry goes to his suit, and then Cisco's like, we put our minds together, man, nothing can stop us. Oh, you turn off your earpiece, how are we all going to talk to each other? Barry says, I don't feel like talking right now. As he leaves, he straight up leaves Star Labs. Back at Star Labs, Dr. Wells is like, I'll be right back. And then Felicity's like, Kate, Cisco, you guys should go after Barry. So Caitlin's like, you heard him, Felicity. And then Cisco's like, he wants to do it himself. And Felicity's like, of course he said that. He's hurt. You guys are not just his teammates, but his friends. Hell, if I had a nickel for anyone that told me about that, I would be, richer than Oliver Queen, who I mentioned, because he's my friend. Well, used to be. Anyway, the point is, you have each other's back, no matter what. And then Cisco smiles, and he's like, I think I have something that might help. As Snark gets on the train, he is walking around the train, but then that's where Barry comes. As Barry's like, there's no way to run! And then Snark's like, I didn't see it before. Your mom know you're out past your bedtime? And then Barry's like, well, if you wanted to get away, you should have taken something faster than a regular train. Then Stark says, well, that's if I wanted to get away. I seen your weakness. At the bank, the theater, I can see why you're busy saving everyone. But only this time, with me, I'll be saving myself. As he freezes the main engine of the train, as the train is going crazy, Snart opens one of the doors of the train, and he screams, good luck with that! As he jumps out of the train. As the train is collapsing, that's where Barry uses the flash time for the very first time, as everything around him is just not moving a muscle, and he just straight up runs, and he just grabs each citizen, saving their lives. He successfully saves everyone, but then that's where he accidentally falls on his stomach. But then that's where he gets attacked by Snart. And then as Barry turns around, Snart then says, I will admit you're fast, kid, but not fast enough. As he is pointing his cold gun at Barry. Snart says, thank you. Flash says, for what? For forcing me to up my game. Not just with this gun, but how I think of the job. It's been educational. Then Cisco screams, drop it! Then Cisco's like, this is a pro-tip code gun. 4 times the code, 4 times the power. And Snart's like, I was wondering who you were talking to. And Cisco's like, hey, unless you don't want a taste of your own medicine, I'd suggest you back the hell up. Then Snart's like, your hands are shaking. You never killed anyone. First times for everything, Captain Cold. As Snart smiles. But I will shoot you. And Captain Cold's like, you win, kid. I'll see you around. Then Cisco's like, hey, drop the cash. Then Snart's like, don't push your luck. As Snart walks away. Couldn't shoot if I wanted to. Turns out this is Star Lab's vacuum cleaner. Felicity then runs to Barry, and Felicity's like, you okay? Barry's like, yeah. Hey, Cisco. Thank you. As they shake hands. Back at Star Labs, Cisco says, trying to track Snart, but it looks like he pulled the signal somehow. Barry says, don't worry, Cisco, we'll find him. Together, as they both smile. Felicity's like, you have a great team here, Barry. And speaking of teams, I should probably get back to mine. Before Barry can say anything, that's what's like, safe travels, Miss Snoke, and please extend an hello to the Arrow for us. Felicity says, I will. Bye, Barry. Barry says bye, Felicity, as they both hug as Felicity walks away. Next shot pans out where we see this match going on. As Snart's like, I know that last job didn't go so well for you. And I know I said we were finished, but things have changed. If I'm going to rule Central City, if I'm going to run it, I'm going to need a new band of criminal. And that new brand of criminal includes someone like you. You have high expectations, you got extreme skills. You also want a chance back into the game. And I can give that to you. What do you say, Mick? You win, or you out?
Yeah, buddy. I'm in.
Next shot is on this train as Felicity's like looking around, and then Felicity turns back around and she's like, ah! Did I just yell? I know. Then Barry's like, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Then Felicity's like, don't tell me you're here to save me. Taking the trains is still the fastest way to travel. Felicity's then like, I thought that was airplanes. Barry's like, so. Felicity's like, yeah. Remember you told me that you had experience of liking someone that didn't see you the same way? That was Iris. Barry's like, how did you know? Felicity's like, it's the little things. How you told me you used to fake smile and stuff like that to play the part. Like you and Oliver. Felicity's like, Barry's then like, it takes one to know one. Barry then confesses to Felicity that he has no feelings for Iris anymore. Barry then says, yeah, Iris, yeah, she's not the one for me. And I'm not saying that because she's married to Oliver. There are other fishes in the sea. And I think it's time that I start exploring those different fishes in the sea. If that makes any sense. But I don't know. I feel like feel like we could use you on our team. Team Flash could really use a long-time computer. Just Caitlin and Dr. Wells and Cisco seem to like you on the team. I would too. But point being, Team Flash could really use Felicity Smoke. Felicity's then like, well, Oliver and Iris, they already have another computer that's the same level as me, but be back to talk to him in regards to switching teams and moving to Central City. That sounds good for you? Barry said, yeah, I would love that. Barry's like, listen, if you need anything, I mean anything at all, I'll be over there in a heartbeat. Felicity says same. Well, not as fast as you, but I'll surely be there. And plus I would still come. Then Barry says, see you soon, Felicity. As Barry kisses Felicity. And then he just runs out of the train. And then Felicity's like, see you soon, Barry. As Barry's like, woo-hoo! As the opening logo comes out, we get this post-credit scene of Dr. Wells talking with the Reverse Flash. Dr. Wells turns on one of these buttons, right? And the Reverse Flash is like, ah! And the Reverse Flash is like, ah, how convenient that you're here and yet nobody knows you're here, huh? Tell me, Dr. Wells, what is it like to see the future? Dr. Wells is like, oh, I'm looking at it right now. And it looks great. Which is why I'm going to continue to help Barry with his speed. And that's why I'm going to also continue torturing the living hell out of you for what you did to me. Don't expect mercy. Not from me. And the Reverse Flash is like, oh, mercy. When I get out of here, and I will, there's going to be a reckoning. And boom, that is the end of the episode. Here's hoping you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next episode coming hopefully soon, because I got some big surprises for Season 1, Episode 5. I can tell you that right now. But anyway, have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe. Stay tuned for Season 1, Episode 5, titled Boomerang. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, peace out.